If you were making a job description for your role as a bishop, just listing all the different tasks that both of you referred to, all the many, many things involved in 21st century administration, and you, leaving out, if there was no constraints of canon law and precedent and everything else, if there were one or two things that you would love to take off that list, you and your fellow bishops wish you didn't have to do, what would they be?
A lot of administrative meetings, incredible number of administrative meetings. Not that they're unimportant, by the way, but if you could keep some of them off the list, it would be great, because you could focus a little more. Bishops are sometimes said, again, this is just more generally, they come, people love to see them, but when they preach, sometimes they're not always so brilliant. Well, some of it is you don't have time to prepare a homily always as well as you might. So I'd like some time cut out where a bishop, rightfully so as part of his job, could do that study and discernment for preaching. So some administrative kinds of cuts would be necessary. May I also add this, though, that this one is more difficult. The bishop is not only the bishop for his people that are Catholics, but he also is part of the local scene, publicly, civically. And you get lots of invitations to go to what I think are not unimportant events. I wish sometimes I could say no and not get in trouble. Because sometimes if you would say no, people would be hurt. And you don't want to do that, because that's the presence. So those are some things I would be more than willing. I do not go to all of my financial meetings, but I wish that I could go to even less, except where it really, counts at one or two things. We have marvelous administrators in dealing with risk management, which is really important today if you just had a hurricane that dumped 47 inches on your diocese in 4 days. When you deal with risk management now, I have to go occasionally to some of that stuff. Wish I didn't have to. But those are things because you live in an area, in a territory where that's required. I don't know, does that help you? There's some things you don't want to go to, you have to almost, but I wish there were less of that.